becoming of green before the rain starts to fall. We bought leaves tossed by the wind, not given to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Real live sessions here at Warehouse Live, a part of On the Marc studio. It has been far too long. I know you guys saw Marcus next week. We're going to iterate a little bit more in terms of like countering between myself and Marcus on stage here doing these things. But thank you guys so much for tuning back in. Man, we've got an incredible season lined up for you right now. And we've already had the incredible John Rooks on last week. And today we have an incredible artist as well. But we've got a lot more folks coming. And we can always use your support. So as always, from previous seasons, if you would like to show your support to this show, to this stream, please visit our Patreon, patreon.com/OnTheMarcStudio, and give it a look. As little as $5 a month is helpful. We've got an incredible crew back here helping to do these things. Zach Zaba with Fuselage Lighting on this. Of course, Celestial Viking, thank you for your sponsorship, and everybody else that's continued to support this. I really want to give a big shout out to something that's happened in between the last season and this season. Big shout out to Brent Lundy and Steve Raholi, WXRY. Every Sunday night, they take 2 songs from past episodes. You can go to this playlist right now. After this show. Watch this first. Watch this guy first. But after this show, go check out the playlist of the On The Real singles. These are songs that we've aired on the radio. And if you listen to 99.3 FM, Columbia's independent alternative station, you could hear those possibly throughout the week. But you're guaranteed to hear 2 of them on Sunday nights between 8 to 9 p.m. for WXRY Discovery. So please tune in. Check that out. It's part of our On the Air series, and we've got a lot more great things coming up for you. We've got a lot of great artists coming up for you as well, and we can't wait to show you some of the folks that we have. But today, we have an incredible artist, and I'm not even going to make you wait any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Mind at Large.
I've been told it's impossible. I've been owned by those who told me so, and I'm not so bold to say I know for sure, but I've got a good feeling, a good pairs of eyes and slips by in the glow of closing signs, and if by that glow I find my way home, at least this good feeling, this good feeling can grow. There must be a little more than what's been crawling underneath my floor. I'm feeling seasons cycling, a life where I must steal a chance to live, to live. Sticky palms speak perchance the dream. Oh God, I hope that you're more human than you seem, and if not, I'll keep on with these temporary names and this good feeling, this good feeling, still got that good feeling I give.
Matthew Smith, or excuse me, I should say Mind at Large, right? Thank you very much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. You know, we've been met not too long ago, actually. It's been just a few months. I actually met you through somebody that's been on this show already.
Correct.
By the name of Brandon Dowell, a.k.a. Bombardier. You can go back and check out that episode as well. I might have that on the end of this as well, or pop it down there in the description, so check it out. Another incredible artist. I highly encourage you to check him out. But I met you through him, but like you haven't been in Columbia very long. So let's start with some of the questions that we like to start with. First off, where are you from, and when did you start playing music?
I'm originally from California, and I started playing music. I started playing guitar when I was probably about 10 years old. Both my parents play a little bit, like enough for church. And so they taught me that, and then I started playing more seriously when I was in my teen years. And I've been playing ever since then. I've had a few bands in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then I've had a few bands in Moscow, which is where I came from before here.
And that's a conversation that I definitely want to have a little bit more with you. So how long ago did you get to Columbia? Like, when did you get here in South Carolina?
I arrived in Columbia at the end of April last year.
And then the important question is, what brought you to Columbia specifically, I guess? Like, I am curious about that. Like, what brought you here in terms of all places, especially coming from Moscow, having been in California, San Francisco, those areas. What brought you to Columbia, South Carolina?
Well, I had to leave Russia due to war. And so that was fun. Yeah. Yes. And I went with my girlfriend to visit her family in Lebanon, and we were there for 6 weeks. And then I came here because my family has since moved from California to South Carolina. Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't really like a choice of like, you know what, I'm going to go to South Carolina. You were in Russia after leaving from California to get there, and then everybody you knew was here in South Carolina.
Indeed.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, listen, we're glad to have you. We definitely are, because everything that I've heard so far and everything that these guys are going to hear tonight is absolutely incredible. So we are very humbled and happy to have you as a part of the community here of musicians in Columbia, South Carolina.
It's a pleasure.
Neighbors across the way let loose about their game. Voices through the trees covering me aren't the same. I can hear you coming to a boil, calling on me, don't wait so long, you spoil. 8th day of the week comes up on sundown. We'll just wait and see how this thing plays out. You've got us locked in line behind you, playing along to a perishable tune. This storyline for years now, bit inside a time we've hid from our doubts. Take a leap, oh, how far could you fall? Lose your love for fear of feeling small.
Hi, my name is Matthew. This is a project called Mind at Large. I'm in the process of getting art done for an EP that I'm just about to put out. And this is a track off of that. The song is called Clinging to the Coast.
There's something I've been thinking you should know. The overhearing moments and whole sequences of chord. Thinking the secret's broken when you've only found the road. But will you go down into the hole where nothing can follow and you can't be known? After the call to action, you ask around, seeking out traction in second-hand account. Drag your feet in a dust bowl, fill the field with clouds. This time around, will you shut your mouth? Keep peeled through the pulses that seep from underground. I'm clinging to the coast in spite of what I've seen. Though my years increase, this youth will never leave, and still I know you taught me to hope. I'm clinging to the coast in spite of what I've seen. Though my years increase, this youth will never leave, and still I know.
You know, we've gotten where you're from, why you're here, and everything. So I heard a couple different times that in our conversations before we started shooting this tonight, and even in our conversations since we've been recording this, it sounds like you followed a girl for a little bit. Is that a fair statement, or is it a little bit more than that?
I'm still following a girl, a different girl, but what brought me to Russia was indeed following a girl, going with a girl. It's a weird story. I fell in love with Russian literature when I was in university. I met a girl in California in an Anton Chekhov reading group, and because the job market does not hand out rhetoric jobs, I moved to Korea after graduating, and then she joined me in Korea. Then the two of us moved to Moscow together, and we stayed there for a while. That relationship ended. We don't need to tell that story. But I'm with someone else who I love very much, and she is currently in Sweden. So I'm only a temporary transplant in Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, that slightly disappoints me, but also excites me because, like, I mean, listen, follow your heart. I'm sure I'm sure we've probably heard or will hear in this evening maybe a couple of songs that may have had some influence from some of those chasing of the ladies and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I know there's a point in the evening you talked about one of the songs having an inspiration of Leonard Cohen, and that being about potentially a girl and how actual dirty like Leonard Cohen is a little bit sometimes. So, but no, okay. So you followed multiple girls. You now have somebody that you're seeing and everything like that, and so you're going to be out of here going to Sweden soon, I take it then, or meeting her somewhere in the middle?
Within 6 months or so, something like that. Yeah, that's the plan.
Are you going to continue to do the music stuff? Are you going to continue to pursue that as well, or?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So I'm doing it with all the fine people that I meet here as I can while I'm here, and I will continue wherever I end up.
Well, listen, I'm excited to say that we've got artists that have been from multiple places and everything. I think you are now the farthest west artist that we've ever had as far as it within the United States. And when you go to Sweden, we'll be able to say we've got somebody that's, international. So we've had international performers on this stage already. I mean, which we have in some respects already had that. But, like, is that the plan then, to stay out in Sweden? Are you going to try to get around, or you'll just see where the world takes you?
For the foreseeable future, yeah. So most of my songs are sad because they are lovelorn. This is a song that is sad because it's a feeling about the world having changed and the old world no longer accessible.
the sky. As I drew my breath, I sang, knew no different and I knew not why. Above the clouds, above the rain, by the light of day, I could see as far as the earth curving away. But then the times changed and the war came. Oh, what's in a name? Only everything. When the salt sits in the soil, when the forum floods with oil, when there's not a song to sing, just a constant plodding beat, there's nothing. Still the smell of silence in the tunnels underground. From overhead their heels fade from thunder out as I made my way down. And in the quiet came an image that remained. A wind blew in from somewhere, a memory of taste before the times changed and the war came. Oh, what's in a name? Only everything. When in the dark standards raised beyond guards and barricades, to be nothing but a tune on lips that whisper soon. It's nothing. It's nothing. Amy said she wants love she can't leave behind. Something more than something nice. Amy says she's tired of playing tricks on her own mind. That by a finger, she would rather linger lonely than go blind. Amy says she's tired of hurting everyone she loves. Just what she does. Amy says she knows what it would feel like, but has no confidence She's a field of soul dead, hostile to everything she's sown. Amy says she fears the love she seeks is more than anyone could be. It's more than her, and it's more than me. Amy sings a little song to make her feel less alone. And as she lifts up her voice, she hears the unknown. She's a river. She's a field of stone. She's a river. She's a field of stone.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your music, man. I know that most artists don't like to be prescribed to sound like somebody or like to hear the reference to somebody, because sometimes that can be hit or miss for folks depending on who you like and your inspirations are. I've tried to explain your sound to some people, and I'm like, there's a tone that reminds me of the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria. There's a style that reminds me of like some Jeff Buckley in some of it as well. Obviously, like with Jeff Buckley in mind, the Leonard Cohen tie-ins, as far as like, you know, being someone that you probably listen to and enjoy. There's something incredible about your sound that just is both familiar and unfamiliar simultaneously. Like I can feel a little bit of influence from some of that post-grunge era of like Smashing Pumpkins maybe, or something like that, but also some Michael Stipe or something along those lines. So in that respect, who would you say is like your inspirations, or what got you into this style of music, or is this just fully just something you've created?
I don't know. I appreciate all of the people that you've mentioned. There are numerous other people that I consider myself to be influenced by, but they're secrets. Sorry.
Listen, he doesn't realize that I was in the military for 14 years and I was an all-source intelligence analyst, so I will find out his secrets. No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, man, like, you know, I know we all have musicians and stuff that we enjoy. Without going into who your inspirations are, what are some of the folks that you enjoy listening to that give you life in terms of music and everything like that?
Sure. I don't think any of these names are going to be surprising or obscure or anything. I really like very lyrically heavy, like very lyrically driven music, the classics like Leonard Cohen and Joni Mitchell. I really like a lot of, you know, the contemporary like sad girl singer-songwriters, you know, like Phoebe Bridgers and Julian Baker and all those people. And I really like I feel like there's a lot of like pop music in my DNA, a lot of like Michael Jackson, but I don't actually write music like that. I just like feel it.
Listen, hey, I get that, man. Like I get that. Like I am into a wide variety of music, and like as much as like, you know, I think in the music community, there's a little bit of snobbery around some of the pop music and stuff like that. It's pop music because it's got a popular sound. It's something that you can groove to, you can feel with. And listen, there's nothing to dislike about Michael Jackson for sure, musically at least, you know. So. You know, it's incredible stuff. So I can see that though. Actually, you know, with some of your vocal stuff, I can see that kind of influence when you think about like Michael Jackson for sure. When you really break down like his music and stuff like that, and you listen to the way he like layers his voice from different parts and everything like that, I could see that for you. I could see that being part of it. See,
I do love that.
We're already dissecting it. See, here we go.
This song, I named it Alexandra, because there's a Leonard Cohen song called Alexandra Leaving that I really, really like, which is in typical Leonard Cohen fashion. He writes it, I'm pretty sure it's about a one-night stand, but all the way that he just describes the feeling sound like the most, I don't know, divine version of romantic love you could possibly conjure, which, yeah. So I try to do something like that, and it is nowhere near in the ballpark of that song, but here it goes.
Found myself lost in a forest long ago. Even began to try and make of it a home. I know this heart was longing for the sky, was taking comfort in the briefest beams of light. Oh, you will dream I'd have a place I'd go when I was feeling sad. I'd almost cease to believe it could be real. Now it's everything I always longed to feel. Oh, sing with me, sweet bird, and we'll take wing from the earth. Oh, sing with me, sweet bird, and we'll take leave of the earth. This season we're taking flight. The trees were nearly out of sight, but caught by a current, lost my cool. I found myself a world away from you. Still your voice finds me on the wind. In time you said we will meet again, and circle round the visions beyond time, and write them out in harmony and rhyme. Oh, sing with me, sweet bird, and we'll take leave of the herd. Oh, sing with me, sweet
A part of my story is that for the past number of years, I've been living in Russia. And I left because of the war, but I had a few musical projects there, one of which is this one. And the other one is a group that is now called Tiflis. A very good friend of mine wrote a number of songs together, and he plays them and I play them. It's kind of like a joint partnership thing. His name is Ashley Baxendale. He's a very talented guy. And so I'm going to play a few of those songs. And this one is one about, I guess, just kind of the feeling of getting blown around a lot.
It seems every coming of green before the rain starts to fall, we but leaves tossed by the wind, not giving to know which way we're blown. Before the kiss of the downpour, now I find myself bound, roots growing down. Somehow in some other place, here must I stay, or could I escape? Before the kiss of the downpour, is there a day in our week to wait before it's washed away? If I find a way, I wish to say before it's washed away. If I find a way, I wish to say, will it be too late?
We've talked about where you're from, when you started playing. What kind of background do you have in terms of music, other than just picking up a guitar at a young age? Did you pursue any sort of like education with that, or what was your path in life that you decided you wanted to do when you were young versus where you are now? How would you say that?
Like I said, I started playing guitar more seriously when I was a teenager. Kind of started with classic rock and pop punk, and then I got into like emo and hardcore music as per this Converge Jane Doe shirt that I'm currently wearing. I was really into that for years, and then I got, like I said, really into like folk and Bob Dylan, all that stuff. Yeah, and I studied music. I did some like music theory at university, although that wasn't my major. And I've never like been particularly ambitious or focused trying to make music my career. It's just always something that I love to do, you know? So like I'm always like writing songs. I always like to go perform, you know, whenever I can. And yeah. So I will continue to do it forever as long as I'm
living and breathing.
Exactly. Yeah.
As long as you can pump out a tune, man.
Yeah.
I dig that. That's a big thing, because like I think that's important. You know, like there needs to be a little bit of balance there when it comes to the music, as far as like how you feel about it. You know, in terms of it wasn't something you necessarily tried to pursue as a career. It's just a part of you, and you've got to share it and do it with the world, and that means something. Because I think there are people that don't look at music that way, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. There's different ways to work and do music within this scene, and you know, just having that, like, I really enjoy doing this and I want to do it. I think it keeps it clean. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worried about tainting it with something else, because you know that happens. We see that with artists and stuff like that get picked up or get signed at the wrong time or anything like that. Or if they're too hungry for something, they jump at the wrong deal, or they work at it from the wrong way, and we always hate to see that. So like. I really hope that you do continue to pursue this, though, and you continue to do more, because I'm excited to hear it.
Dress in silk on weekday mornings, longing for a memory of a man you used to know. And if I searched around for feelings I found, would you come a calling? And if you wrote me how I see you now, though I do still drink until the darkness starts to fade. Morning you have cast into the worst of my old ways. Though you stride me still, lights on streets where we once went a-walking, side by side with echoes of my Star Trek first late at night. Oh, in each burst of your time, little words I never spoke. Now I read
you said you've got an EP coming out soon, or maybe by the time this all comes together, it'll be out. What date are we looking at here? Do you have a specific date in mind yet?
I'm almost finished with the artwork. Gabe Crawford of Gabe Crawford fame is doing the art for it.
We know Gabe at the Addition. There's a shout out for you. He's part of that crew, and yeah, man.
Yeah. So he's doing it. The EP is going to be called A Malting Red, and I'm. I like I said, I'm not somebody who works particularly well on a schedule, but the ambition is to have it out in the next month.
So hopefully by the time this airs, it'll be coming out very soon. And once it does, we'll make sure that we put it down in the description here. So if you get like a pre-save link or anything like that up, please shoot it to me, and we'll make sure that we've got it down here as well.
I will
So
indeed.
if it is, I'll do like a flashing banner that says, "It is down there right now. It's down here right now. Check it out."
Do you wonder what could have been? 10 years have passed since. I heard you call my name. Should you feel I've gotten thin? Would you feel the same? What we once drawn from our page kept the beast at bay. And then our chapter closed, but you surely still must know in verse of tomorrow. We are lifted by wind through the mast of the ship, set free of the sheets and the hole beneath, rising from the wake clouds to the night. You hear the sky, and I the sea. Would you scrub the stuff from your skin to what we once knew? I heard you call my name. Would you navigate again in tides of tomorrow, where we are lifted by winds through the masts of the ship, set free of the sheets and the hole beneath, rising from the wake clouds to the night. You hear the sky, and I the sea.
All right, man. Well, listen, this has been an absolutely fantastic evening. I really want to get to know you more, and I know that everybody else does, but we have a small amount of time to present all this to everybody. So I do want to thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for being on this show. Please continue to share with us as you continue to produce and create music, even after you leave South Carolina. And don't be a stranger. We're going to be here. We're going to move on that Southern time, so we're not in any rush either. So next time you're coming back through the States or you cross back over the pond, come say hi, stop in, come play a show. Maybe this show will still be going on, and we can bring you back on with some more new music by then, man. Thank you very much, Matthew. I really appreciate you coming out. I want to do my little shout-out real quick to everybody. Please make sure you go and visit our Patreon page if you want to show some support to this. You can do as little as $5 a month. If you can't do that, man, just share the video. Share it with your friends. Get people to tune in. If you got a song that you like, let us know, because eventually we'll break all this down into individual songs, and we're going to get them aired on the radio. So if there's one that you're like, that's the one that needs to be aired, hey, save me some time. Do that work for me, and I'll cut that one out, and we'll put that up there, man. Because for me, it's hard to pick what song to send there, because I think they all sound great. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you find this man online. What is it?
Go on Instagram, Mind at Large Moscow, or you can go find one single on Spotify at Mind at Large. The song is called Nothing.
We will have all of those links down here below as well. So thank you guys so much. Thank you very much, Matthew. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week. We've got more great artists for you. Make sure you go listen on WXRY on Sunday nights to some of its past episodes. You can get that playlist on YouTube. If you got like the YouTube thing, you can set it up on a loop and play all the different artists that we've had on here. So thank you again. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you very much.
Do I call you Mr. Large or what is that?
Mr. Large is my father.
Mr. Large. Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much, man.
Have
a good night, guys.
Have a good night. This is my last song. This is one called When Will We Sing Together. I started writing it about 11 years ago with a friend of mine, and I finished it not too long ago. This is going to be on the EP as well, which if you go to Mind at Large Moscow, you can add me on Instagram. You can add me there. The EP should be released fairly soon. I'm hoping in the next few weeks. And so yeah, I would like to thank On the Marc Studio, the great team here with Greg, Marcus, and Zach. And thanks to all of you for tuning in.
Shapes shift in the fifth wall. Your voice gave me fall. Time trapped inside our skin. It takes to the wind. Clouds part over our sky. The distance has grown wide. Felt conventional hearts. A friendship of stars. These ghosts we spawn from our owner, ever calling us towards. I know not so long. Your voice would go